Hey everybody, welcome to the 4K Lowdown presents our Sesame Street top 10. This time we're doing the letter E. I am your host David and my co-host is.
Rich, aka Turner Fan 77.
All right, brother. So we did our draft of our favorite movies beginning with E.
Hmm.
And what did you think of the draft? Do you think we had some bangers in
Yeah,
there?
yeah. I enjoyed this round of movies for the most part. I, let me go back. Let me go to my list. I always keep a list on my phone. Letter E. Yeah, I mean, there's some good movies in here. I'm trying to. Yeah, there's not one I didn't mind watching. I wasn't. Um, I had one surprise that was our alternate. Okay, let's talk about
Yeah.
that. Um,
Yeah, we're going to talk about the alternates as we go.
mhm,
Um, Basically, because what we did this round is we scored our alternates because we always pick two alternates. We pick six each that we do in a draft, and then we pick two alternates just in case we don't get to watch something or something
mhm,
happens and we have to throw an alternate in there. Um, but I was like, you know what? Let's score the alternates too and see
mhm.
where they would might fall,
Yeah,
in our countdown. And yeah, there was a big surprise in there.
yeah.
And I
And
was
for you
like,
and me, I mean,
yeah,
it's quite us both.
yeah, it did. It surprised us both. But let me tell you this though. Spoiler alert, every single movie that was our alternate would have made the countdown.
Oh, really?
Yes. Every single one. And we
Nice.
picked two each. So all four movies would have made the countdown.
That's crazy. Because I think I was on the fence with one of them. I said, okay, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna go.
Now there was one that by process of elimination would have ended up coming back off, but
Yeah,
everything, considering where the scores that we gave all these movies, yeah. Every one of them by points would have been in this
gotcha.
top 10. But having all of them in there, like I said, one of them would have dropped off. I still think three of them would have stayed solid in the top 10. Um, but that was interesting. And I was like, wow, that made me want to kind of go back and take a look at those other ones that we did. Not enough for us to do it because, um, but if we do run into another big letter where we have alternates,
Hmm.
then I'd like to score those again and kind of
Yeah, I
see where
like
they
that.
fall.
I think it's a good idea.
It was kind of neat. Uh, so yeah, coming up next month we're doing Y and Z. We don't have any alternates for that. Um, because it's just it was actually easier than our X and Q
Hmm.
round, but still it was like, yeah, I don't think I want to come up with any alternates for that. But that was still wasn't a bad draft. It actually went
Pretty
went
quick.
a lot faster than our Q and X draft. Um, but this was interesting,
Yeah.
and I liked all these movies. I really
Mhm.
enjoyed watching these. There's one that I was kind of it was kind of meh for me, but it was a first time watch, and I'm glad I got to see it. But it's interesting because our scores don't reflect how much we like these movies. Because
Oh,
I think we scored these movies kind of low.
oh, you think so?
I think so.
Hmm.
And you'll kind of see that when we get to the countdown. They're kind of spread out.
Hmm.
And I thought that was really interesting. But I enjoyed all of them. I had a lot of fun. There were
Yeah.
some of these that I haven't watched in a long time that I was like, "Oh man, that was it was so great to see that again." And then I was like, "Wow, really? I didn't give it that high of a score." But that just goes to show you we're objective with the score,
Yeah. We try
regardless
to
of
be.
how we feel
Yeah.
about the movie, we try to be objective and score it, how based on the quality of work, not based on how much we like it. Because there can be, there are horrible movies out there that I absolutely love,
See, I
and
take
then
these.
there are Yeah.
Love that
Yeah.
movie, but that
Yeah.
movie's terrible. You
Oh,
know?
it's awful.
Yeah.
And then there are movies that are fantastic that I just can't stand. It's just kind of the way the ball bounces. You
Hmm.
know, it like you said, like we always say that all movies are subjective, you
Yep.
know. So there can be like great movies and but yeah, and then but you don't have to like them, but you can still give them a good score.
Yeah.
It just goes, you know, my aversion to musicals, I can still give them a good score, but I don't like them.
We have yet to do a musical.
I know you're kind of you're avoiding that for right now, but I know that if W pops up, you're going to give me West Side Story. I
Hmm.
know you're going to do it.
You know it.
I know that's coming.
Hmm.
I'm just dreading. I'm going to draw a W out of the sack and go, damn it. And watch, I'm going to jinx myself tonight.
Like, yep, you're gonna draw it too.
I'm going to draw it. Um, but yeah, I mean, there were some movies I didn't expect you to pick that you picked, and I was like,
Oh,
cool.
really?
Yeah. One in particular that I didn't think you were going to pick, and I was like, oh wow, I'm glad you picked that because it's been a long time since I've seen it, and I mean, it's like '80s movie, and I was like, that was a fun watch. I really enjoyed watching that again.
Oh, I know.
You know, and then there was one absolute obvious pick. I knew you went first. I knew exactly
Mhm.
what you were gonna pick first. No, not a doubt in my mind that you were
Yeah,
gonna pick that.
my favorite movie of 2022. I had to pick it.
Yeah, of course. So what do you think got the lowest score?
I'm gonna go Empire Records or Ender's Game.
Okay, well, Ender's Game was one of your alternates.
Oh yeah, that's right. Let's see. I'm gonna go. Let me look. I'm gonna go Easy A or um, Empire Records.
Okay.
That's
Well,
my favorite.
you are absolutely you're really close, my friend. You're really close. Um, but the movie to get the lowest score for our E's is Escape Room.
Oh, I was close because it began with an E.
Well, they all begin with E, so you would have been okay with there. But I mean, but Easy A and Empire Records are pretty low.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I said, you're really close. But Escape Room gets our number 12. And I enjoy the movie.
I do too.
There's there's just, you know, quality wise, you know, the acting's not so good. The story is kind of it's okay. Um I I can't say I cared for the um well, I did like the trailer. I thought the trailer was good. I don't know. Can't I you know, not much with the cast, which is kind of good for a horror movie,
Yeah,
but
this is
I
good
don't
for
think this is
what's
much
the
of a
name?
horror movie. Um
I enjoy this movie. It's
I
I,
I
well, I
I
revisit
don't
it every now and then.
yeah, no, I like Tournament of Champions. I think they're fun watches. It's just, you know, they're not real it's not Oscar winning, it's not
No.
quality acting, it's not a quality story,
I
but
put these on par with Purge. I like the Purge movies,
okay. Yeah,
and
I
I
can
put
see
this
that.
in the same category as
Yeah,
the
I
Purge.
was thinking like the same type of thing only with the Pulse movies. But yeah, like you know, it's a horror franchise that's fun to watch and you can um yeah, you can kind of get away for a little bit, turn your
Mhm.
brain off and enjoy it. So Escape Room is from 2019, had a budget of $9 million. Globally, it made 135.6 million,
You said 9 million.
9 million
Oh wow,
for a budget. I thought that was pretty low. I was
yeah,
really impressed by that,
and it made 101
considering how
million.
much CGI and stuff is in there. But anyway, no, I'm sorry, it made 155.6 million. So Geez, that's almost 20 times, probably
Yeah.
18 times its
No
budget.
wonder they made a second one.
No wonder they made a second one. And
Yeah.
then 2.7 million in video sales.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. It was really good. Um it definitely made its money back.
Oh, yeah. I bought this one on Blu-ray.
Me too. Did they do a 4K for this? I
No,
mean, did they come back? I don't think they did. Yeah.
at least not yet.
No, that'd be interesting if they do a third one and they do like a trilogy thing on 4K. I don't know. I don't know if I'd get that or not. I don't think I would.
I think I'd just stick with the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
All right.
Even though the first one doesn't have a slip cover, the second one does. Hate when they do that.
Yeah.
I think my biggest pet peeve is the Mission Impossible 4Ks. They all have nice slips, and the
Right.
slip to Fallout doesn't match the other ones whatsoever.
Oh. Hmm. All right. Well, let's go to the scores that we have for Escape Room.
Okay.
So for cast, you're at a 5, I'm at a 4. For acting, you went 7, I went 8.
Mm-hmm.
For the trailer, you went 7, I went 9. For the ending, you went 9, I went 7. For the story, you went 8, I went 7. For the script, you went 7, I went 6. For the cinematography, you went 8, I went 7. For direction, we were both at a 7. For music, we were both at a 5. And for the wild card, because we have to consider it a horror movie,
Yeah.
we both gave it a 6. So total, let's see. IMDb gave this a 6.4. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 50. Audience score 52. So they kind of shit on it a little bit.
Yeah.
You gave it a 69. I gave it a 66. Total score 67.5.
It's not bad.
Not horrible. But yeah, it's just
It's not
like I
R.I.P.
said, it's
too
pretty
bad.
good. But it's probably worth a watch, but it's not,
Yeah.
Like I said, I wouldn't buy it on 4K or anything like that. I'm happy with the Blu-ray. And yeah,
Yeah.
I'd probably watch it again, especially I'd tag team it with the second one and
Mm-hmm.
have like just a fun night having that on while I'm, you know, cooking dinner or something like that and watch it while I'm eating. It's kind of a fun watch.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I wasn't really disappointed with any of these movies. It's just like I said, we just kind of, we're like 30 points apart with scores.
Oh wow.
And I just, we usually don't spread out like that. But we did have a couple of ties, and they were all with my movies. So
They're all what?
all my movies, all movies that I picked tied. So 2 movies tied twice. So I had
Oh
4
wow.
movies actually enter a tie, and then I had to go and, had to, judge. That's why I was talking about how we picked the winner from a tie. We
Yeah.
originally were picking the winner was the one with the highest individual score, but to be fair, I think it should be the one with the lowest individual score should be out, because that way there's not that much of a spread. So if we both felt similar about it, but if
Yeah.
one person didn't like it as much as the other, I think that one should be like taken out of get the lowest score.
Yeah.
So that brings us to number 11. And yeah, I'm not sure if, what the deal was with this movie, but our number 11 movie and also eliminated is Empire Records, which is the one that you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And this was a first watch for me, and I'm glad I watched it. But I don't know, movies like this, and it's got a great cast.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really, I don't know, it falls in line with just it's the type of comedy that I'm not into. But, like I said, I like the actors, I wasn't feeling the story. It just
This
kind of
came out in
wasn't.
the 90s.
Yeah.
As I would have been in high school in the 90s. I think that's why
Yeah, 95 was when this came
I
out. So yeah,
graduated in 96.
yeah. And
So I think
that
that's
makes me
why
feel really old because I was 25, so I had already had two kids and
yeah.
married at the time. Um so yeah, I don't know. It came out too late for me.
hmm
I
This is
just wasn't.
nostalgia.
Yeah, I just wasn't feeling it. Um
Dude, I get it because I had
yeah.
issues with it too. Um, but
Yeah.
I still enjoyed it.
Like I said, I thought it was pretty good, but yeah, it's probably not something I'd revisit.
Yeah.
It's, but I mean, I like Liv Tyler, and it's that like I said, I like the
Renee
cast.
Zellweger.
I do not like Renee Zellweger. I just don't.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think she's a good actress at all. But it's neither here nor there. And to see her on stage singing, I was like, I'm not here for that. But I don't know. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't great, and it would be something like, um, I would just kinda go, "Okay, cool, I saw it,
Yeah.
put it on the shelf." Um,
I remember
but
sitting
now
with
I
friends
couldn't get a
watching.
budget on it, but it didn't do anything in the theater. It was very limited release. It didn't do
Yeah.
anything. So I think its cult following, if it has a cult following, is all on video.
Yeah, I remember
Um,
a lot of times when it came
yeah.
out.
This kinda seems like a Blockbuster thing, like that, okay, bunch of
Mhm.
friends hanging out, let's watch Empire Records,
It was
and,
this Empire Records, Clerks, Days of
like,
Confused,
Mallrats,
Mallrats.
Dazed and Confused. That's what I'm thinking,
hmm
like, right
hmm
in that era.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I could kinda see it kinda riding the coattails of stuff like that. But yeah, all I could get was it made 303.8 thousand in the
Ooh.
box office, and I got 26.3 thousand in video sales. So I don't know. It was only domestic. It was never released worldwide.
Oh wow.
Um, but yeah, I couldn't get a budget on it, so I didn't get a whole lot of information. But yeah, I can't put my finger really. I mean, it was okay, but yeah, I don't know. I just wasn't into it.
I
Um,
understand because, like you said, you were 25 when it came
yeah.
out. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's go to the scores. So for cast, we're both at a 10.
hmm
That makes perfect sense. Acting, we were both at a 6. For the plot, we were both at a 7. Ending, you went 6, I went 5. Story, you went 7, I went 6. Script, you went 7, I went 6. Cinematography, we were both at a 5. Direction, we were both at a 6. For the music, you went 9, I went 10. I really like the music.
Yeah.
And for the wild card, as listed it as a comedy, we both gave it a 6. Rotten Tomatoes gave this a 6.7. Excuse me, that was IMDb. IMDb gave it a 6.7. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 31, audience score 83, and then you gave it a 69. I gave it a 67 for a total score of 68.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's not bad. And it really just barely missed the countdown by like 4 points.
Hmm.
So, all right. So, coming in at number 10, and I'm going to have to redo my outro because I messed something up. I just realized it. I was like, "Oh crap." Um, so I'll work on that here while we're talking. But yeah, I gotta
Sorry,
I
I
got to
got
do
you.
some math in my head. All right. So coming in at number 10, um, just barely making the countdown is Easy A. And I mean just barely. Um, so this is kind of a guilty pleasure for me. I love this movie. It's not really great, but I love it. I think it's super funny. I love the cast. And it has a John Hughes feel to me.
Yeah, it does. I agree with
You know,
that.
one of those coming of age stories and
Mm-hmm.
blah blah blah. And in fact, you know, in this movie, there's a whole lot of John Hughes movie references. It's it's
Mm-hmm.
it's almost sickening how much John Hughes they throw in this movie.
It's
But
funny you
if
said
you haven't, what's that?
it's funny you said earlier that um, a certain movie wasn't your type of comedy, and then this rings true to me with this one.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
isn't your type of comedy.
Mm-hmm.
See, that makes a lot of sense because yeah, Empire Records not my type. You know, Clerks is not my
Yeah,
type of comedy. This is my type of comedy. I like this, but I can see that you know this is you know not everyone's type of comedy. Just like you know,
it's still a very watchable film.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's funny because I think comedy and probably horror are the most subjective genres
Mm-hmm. I agree.
that you know you. I mean, there's just a certain thing that you like that, but and then there's just a type of comedy that you don't like. And
Yeah.
it doesn't matter who's in it or what it does. You're just like, every once in a while you get those gems where you're like, wow, you know, I don't normally like you know, for example, I don't normally like Wes Anderson movies at all, but I like Life Aquatic. It just
I've never
out of
seen
the
it.
blue. You haven't seen it?
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's the only one I like. And I can't stand Rushmore and Royal Tenenbaums and all that stuff. I can't stand it.
Neither can I.
But I like Life Aquatic. Just out of the blue, that's the one I'm like, hey, I like that. I don't like Coen Brothers as a general rule either, but I like Burn After Reading. I can't explain it. It doesn't make sense to me because it seems like it's the same stuff, but somehow it
Yeah.
resonates with me and I enjoy it. And yeah, it's kind of the same thing. I just like, you know, with those movies like Clerks and Empire Records and Dazed Confused and all that, I don't really care for those, but I like Mallrats. I can't explain it.
That's funny.
That's the one that that's the one that hit me. And I was just like, why does this one why does this appeal to me and these other ones don't? I don't understand.
Right.
But that's the way it happens.
Yeah.
It's just kind of funny. So anyway, Easy A had a budget of 8 million. This is from 2010. Did I write that right? Or 2011? I guess 2010. So it's 2010. Had a budget of 8 million. Globally, it made 76.2 million, and which is 9.5 times its budget. So that's pretty good money. Video sales 27.6 million.
Yeah.
And let's go to the scores. So for cast, we were both at a 10. For acting, we were both at a 7. For the plot, you went 7, I went 9. For the ending, you went 6, I went 7. For the story, we were both at an 8. For the script, you went 7, I went 8. For cinematography, we were both at a 5. For direction, you went 5, I went 7. For the music, you went 6, I went 7. And then for the wild card, as it's a comedy, you went 7 and I went 10.
Oh wow, there's a nice little difference there.
There's a nice little difference on that one. And that
Yeah.
goes by the type of comedy. You didn't like
Yeah.
that type of comedy, and I do. So so that makes a lot of sense. The um IMDb score was 7.0. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 85.
Oh wow.
Audience score 77. you gave this a 68 and I gave it a 78.
Oh wow, there's a 10-point difference there.
So total average score of 73. And it barely makes the countdown at our number 10 spot. So that brings us to our first alternate, my friend, because also with a 73 was your alternate of Ender's Game.
Yeah, I lost it here. You know, it's been a while since I've seen this, and I still liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a nice sci-fi movie. Looked good in 4K. Excuse me.
Yep.
I don't think I watched it since I got the Target exclusive Steelbook when it came out. Watched it once, and I don't think I had revisited until I got that. I bought it on 4K, and then watching it for the first time on 4K for this. And it looked good.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. See that the difference being so with this one, because it got a 73 also, but we both gave it a 73. Our scores were even. So by process of elimination, this would have taken the 10th spot and Easy A would have been out
Oh wow, that's funny.
if you'd have put this in.
Yeah,
But like I said, if we put all four alternates in, then Ender's Game wouldn't have stayed in. It would have ended up moving out eventually. Um, but it would have tied with Easy A, and because you gave Easy A 68, that would have been eliminated, and Ender's Game would have taken the 10th spot. So that's pretty interesting.
yeah.
That how we score the alternates, they would actually, like I said, they would all have fit in the top 10 individually at some point. But we talked about Ender's Game. This actually came up on the Harrison Ford tournament on Huck's Pop Culture Cafe because Harrison Ford is in this with Viola Davis, and it's actually got a really good cast.
It does.
Um, nobody really liked Ender's Game, and I was like, Ender's Game's not a bad movie. It's just not Harrison Ford's best work. He's just not.
I mean, to be
And
honest, Harrison Ford hasn't done anything good in a very long time.
I mean, yeah, not unless it's Indy or
And
Star Wars.
I don't think he
I
was
mean,
that good in Star Wars. When he
well,
came,
yeah, he was like, I'll do Force Awakens as long as you kill me. That was his thing. Um just make sure you kill me off by the end of the show.
I think What Lies Beneath, I think was probably his last, for me, good
Mm.
role.
Okay.
Because that's after Air Force One, right?
Yeah, I was after Air Force One, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
that's what.
Because I think Air Force One was 98, I
Oh
think.
shit. Um,
I think Air Force One was like way back there.
yeah, I guess you're right. And then What Lies Beneath was
97. That was close. But Lies Beneath was 2000, so
yeah.
but they had some newer ones like Firewall came up, and that's from 2006. Things like that. Not to jump on a Harrison Ford bandwagon, but Ender's Game came up on that show, and I thought that was interesting because we're going to talk about it tonight. Um, but it was interesting that we gave it a 7. We both gave it a 73. I mean, our scores were a little bit different here and there, but we essentially gave it the same score when we were 10 points apart on Easy A. And I thought that was a really interesting point. All right. Is that rendering done? Yes. Okay. So let me re-upload this. While we're doing that, we will move on to our number 9 movie in the countdown, and that is Event Horizon.
Oh yeah. I hadn't seen this one in a long time.
Yeah. And what do you think about this, bro? Did it hold up for you, or did you like
I
it
mean, for the
initially?
most part, it's very dated.
It is. I agree with that.
But I still had fun watching it. I'm glad I rewatched it. I'm glad I didn't buy that 4K Steelbook
Hmm.
after. I'm okay watching it on streaming. I don't need it in my collection.
All right. Well,
Do you have the Steelbook?
I have the steelbook.
They're re-releasing it with a slip, I think, here soon.
Well, my steelbook got a slip on it.
Oh, yes, Lionsgate. That's right.
Yeah.
No, it's not Lionsgate.
No, it's not Lionsgate. It's Paramount.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. It's the hands and stuff.
Yeah, it
Yeah, I like that.
came with slip, and then the back has the ship.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, you can see the special effects
Mm-hmm.
are dated and things like that. And I gotta say, the picture quality. This gave me an excuse to watch the 4K because I
Mm-hmm.
hadn't seen it yet. And the picture quality is good, but again, I have a problem with the sound. You can't give me the good sound.
You want your Atmos?
I gotta have my Atmos, and you can't quite give it to me. I'm trying to figure out why that is, but yeah, it just says Dolby Audio, and I did not get the surround sound that I wanted or anything like that. But I still like the movie. It's a trip.
It is. Sam Neill was great in it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I dig the cast in it. It's really cool. Um, so, but I was really tripping on this because it bombed in the theater, and
I can
I
see
didn't
why.
realize that it did. It I mean, because it came out uh
Didn't it come out?
it's from 1997. So it came out the year after Independence Day, which was my favorite movie of all
Uh-huh.
time.
But didn't it come out
And
at the same time around Sphere and there's another movie? Um, that's kind of the same type of feel to it.
yeah, Sphere was 98. Um, like The Abyss is 89.
Mm-hmm.
That actually came out earlier. Those are the types of things, yeah, like that. It kind of reminds me of it. Um, Sphere is interesting, and it's funny because I always go, "Hey, wasn't Samuel L. Jackson in Event Horizon?" No, that was Sphere.
Yeah.
So,
Sharon
uh,
Stone too, right?
yeah, and
That's what I thought.
Dustin Hoffman.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Event Horizon. So it had a budget of 60 million, which is
Yeah.
crazy.
Probably.
But only made 26.6 million in the box office,
I mean, I can
and
see why.
I didn't get anything on the video sales. So, I mean, yeah, it kind of bombed in the theater, but it's
Not
become
kind of
kind of a
did.
cult classic on video. I mean, if you go on D-Ray's movie collection battle and you pull Event Horizon, people will vote for it almost as much as Ex Machina.
Yeah.
That's like Ex Machina. You have a chance to win every round if you pull that as your movie.
Yeah.
Um, so let's go to the scores. I think this was an interesting difference between yours and my score as well. So for cast, you were at a 5. I was at an 8.
Mm-hmm.
For acting, you went 7. I went 8. For plot, you went 6. I went 8. For ending, you went 7. I went 9. For story, we were both at a 9. For script, you went 8. I went 9. For cinematography, you went 6. I went 7. For direction, you went 6. I went 7. For music, we were both at a 5. And for the wild card as a sci-fi movie, we were both at a 9. Uh, IMDb gave this a 6.6. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 31. Audience score 61. You went 68, same as you gave Easy A. And I gave it a 79, 1 point higher than I gave Easy A. So it got a total average score of 73.5.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. Now that ties with our number 8 movie, but because you gave this one the lower score, that's why this one makes the number 9. So coming in at number 8 is Expendables 2.
Yeah. I thought this concept was good for one movie, not a series of movies.
I don't know. You keep throwing all these action stars in here and all these one-liners, and I will keep throwing my money at this. But yeah, it's not great.
Mm-mm.
I think it's a fun watch. There's good action. You get the nostalgia one-liners from all these 80s and 90s action stars. But yeah, there was one thing that we were talking about, and again, Expendables 3 has Harrison Ford in it. So there's one thing that we were talking about, and that was that the Expendables movies would work out better if there were just as many bad guys as there were good guys, like big name actors as bad
Yeah.
guys. That'd be kind of, if it was more even than just all these guys are good guys. And then you get Van Damme and Scott Atkins as the bad guys, and then a bunch of goons. Or, in 3, you get Mel Gibson. Yay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I like Mel Gibson as a bad guy, but give me some more guys. I mean,
Yeah.
at least the first one, you had Eric Roberts and Stone Cold Steve Austin. And there's a couple of good martial arts actors in there.
And then the novelty wore off really quick.
Yeah, I get you.
I don't even think I own two. I think I just have one.
Well, I don't have it. I have all 3 on 4K.
Yeah, didn't you get it in a one pack?
Yeah, I got it in one pack. It's a good price though. It was 21 for
Yeah,
all 3 movies
that's yeah,
with digitals and all that. And I don't know. I really like 3 because you got the introduction of not that she's a great actress, but you got Ronda Rousey, you got
yeah,
Antonio Banderas, you got Kellen Lutz, and a couple of newbies. You got Glenn Powell, did Devotion and Top Gun. He was in 3,
oh really?
um, which was kind of a surprise. I was like, hey, that's Glenn Powell.
I didn't
I
know
had to go
that.
back and watch 3 again. I was like, holy crap, that's Glenn Powell. I just realized that was the same dude. Um, but yeah, but you're gonna kick yourself about this though. So Expendables 2, which came out in 2012, had a budget of $100 million,
What?
made 311.9 million in the box office and 38.4 million in video sales.
I can
So it
see.
made its money back. But yeah, it's all about the cast.
That.
I mean, if I could give this cast deserves a 20 because of how many known guys are in this movie. Just by looking at the screen right now,
Yeah,
I can sit there and go, okay, Schwarzenegger, Arnold, Terry Crews, Jet Li, Randy Couture, Jason Statham, Van Damme, Dolph Lundgren, Bruce Willis. It's like it's like a
I used,
who's who. What's that?
I used to love Jet Li.
Yeah, me too. Oh man, I've got
Yeah,
one of my favorite movies of his is Hero, and
yeah.
it's just a beautiful film. Um, and then he goes and does Mulan, and he's the emperor. I was like, isn't that Jet Li? Oh my, have the mighty have fallen. But um, okay, so let's get to the score. So, like I said, this one got the same score as Event Horizon, but because we're closer together, this one goes into 8th place, and I think that's fair to do that.
Yeah, I agree.
So for cast, we both at a 10. Acting, you went 5, I went 6. For the plot, you went 6, I went 8. For the ending, you went 7, I went 8. For the story, you went 8, I went 7. For the script, you went 6, I went 7. Cinematography, you went 7, I went 8. For direction, we were both at a 6. Music, we were both at a 6. And for wild card, it's an action movie. We're both at a 10 because that's the name of the game. Action, action, action. IMDb gave this a 6.6. Same as Event Horizon. Rotten Tomatoes critic score and audience score both 67. So the critics kind of shit on Event Horizon more. You gave this, yeah, it makes sense. You gave this movie a 71, and I gave this movie a 76.
Oh, wow.
So total average score 73.5. And that is why it takes the number 8 spot on our countdown. What do you think so far?
Very much expected.
Yeah. But I mean, I was concerned because these scores were pretty low. Considering where we are.
Right, but I mean the movies
are, yeah, I mean they're like, oh, they're fun, but they're not like Oscar worthy.
They're not
or
everything everywhere all at once good.
Yeah. And yeah. Yeah. Because spoiler alert, that's probably our top spot.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to number 7. So our number 7 movie on our countdown is Eddie and the Cruisers.
I love
This is the one. This is the one that I was so happy you picked because I was like, oh man. I mean, this came out in 83. This I love this movie when it came out.
Me too.
I really enjoyed watching it a second time. I'm glad we had it in there.
I wanted to pick Eddie and the Cruisers too, also.
I know. That one's kind of a clunker, but I still love that movie. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I remember, I don't know how old I was when I finally saw this movie, but it stuck with me from the very first time I seen it. And every time I seen it on TV, I'd watch it. And then finally I think it was Shout Factory put it out on a double pack.
Mm.
Yeah, I love this movie.
Yeah, this was a good watch. This was fun. So it's, like I said, it's from 1983, had a budget of $5 million and made $4.7 million in the box office. I didn't get a video sale release on it, so it didn't quite make its money back. But this is one of those where you're like, dude, this is all about the soundtrack.
Yeah.
And this whole thing of is Eddie dead or is he not? And you know, if you've seen the second one, then spoiler alert, you already have the answer to that one. But you never really get the answer in this.
To the very end.
I mean, the very end, it's like the car pulls up and the lights flash, and Tom Berenger's like pulls him out of the car, and I was just like, oh my god! But I know how it ends. I was just like gripping, like I was just waiting for that to pop up again. I thought it was really cool, and it's a good watch. And Michael Pare, who is, I mean, he's not a fabulous actor,
no,
but he has these gems that he did, because he has this one, and then Streets of Fire I really like.
I've never seen that.
That's one with Diane Lane and William Dafoe, and yeah, check that out. It's about as close to being as a musical as I can take. But I really liked it. I bought the Steelbook. I think it was Shout Factory. I bought the Steelbook of that. And then there's another one where it's a horror movie with him and Famke Janssen, and it's called 100 Feet. And I really like that. Yeah, I like that one. It's where Michael Pare plays an abusive husband, and Famke Janssen's character actually kills him, and his ghost is haunting the house, and she's on house arrest, so she can't leave.
Oh shit. He also did
So,
a TV show too, didn't he? Didn't he have a reoccurring role in one of those CBS shows?
oh, I have no idea. I don't remember. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I don't know if I could find it.
I'll just get. You don't have to look it up. I thought he did.
Hmm. Episode. Yeah, that's worth. 6 episodes of Keeping with the Joneses. That was just a couple of years ago. 25 episode of Star Hunter in 2017.
Well, I don't know. I thought it
I
was
have
some
no
CBS show.
idea.
I could be wrong.
I think I remember some kind of detective show or Law and Order or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I don't know. I keep getting Star Hunter. He did this Star Hunter series that I've never heard of.
Yeah.
30 episodes of Houston Nights in 87, 88. 30 episodes of Greatest American Hero. Oh, I remember him in Greatest American Hero.
I don't.
Oh, that brings back memories. All right, let's go to the scores on Eddie and the Cruisers. So for Eddie and the Cruisers, for the cast, you went 7, I went 9.
Mm-hmm.
For the acting, we were both at a 6. For the plot, you went 6, I went 7. For the acting, we were both at the ending, we were both at an 8. For the story, you went 10, I went 9. For the script, we were both at an 8. Cinematography, we were both at a 5. Direction, we were both at a 6. Music, we were both at a 10.
You had to
And
be.
for the wild card as a drama, we were both at an 8. IMDb gave this a 6.9. Rotten Tomato critics score kind of shit on it, gave it a 38. Audience score 73. You went 74, and I went 76 for an average score of 75.
That's not bad.
And see, this was your pick, and I went 2 points higher. That was oh man, good pick. So that was kind of cool. I really enjoyed watching that again, bro. I want to thank you again for picking that
Oh, you're
one.
welcome.
That was a fun watch. Yeah, that was a fun watch. It was like, man, it's been forever since I've seen that. I think, yeah, it was like,
we can't do that. It's copyright. I can't say. Just don't. I'm getting really tired, so I might start getting goofy.
I know it's after midnight. I gotta get through this so he can go to sleep. All right, so let's jump to number 6. And I thought this one would end up going higher on the countdown, but I guess 6 is all right. So coming in at number 6 is Ex Machina.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought this would go higher. This is a fantastic.
It's artistically beautiful, visually stunning.
Yeah.
And this was my first. For lack of a better word, this was my first taste of Alicia Vikander, and I absolutely loved her in this, and I've enjoyed her in just about every movie she's done, including her rendition of Laura Croft in Tomb Raider. I thought she did a pretty good job there.
I wish that was forward.
I do too. I wish she could have made that a franchise.
Mm-hmm.
So Ex Machina is from 2014. Had a budget of 13 million, which is way lower than I thought. Made 38.3 million in the box office and 11.2 million in video sales. So it just about at 2.9 times a budget. So it just about made its money back.
Oh, excuse me.
This is one. It's a slow burn.
Very slow.
And correct me if I'm wrong. This is an A24 film, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I think this is one of the first ones I recognized as an A24 film.
See, I didn't realize an A24 film. I had it on Blu-ray, and it didn't dawn on me until I got the 4K. Yeah. I said, oh crap!
I think that's when it dawned on me as well.
Yeah.
And I really until Everything Everywhere All at Once came out, and I was like, wow, this is A24. What other A24 movies do I have? Then I went back and I was like, oh, Ex Machina, I've got that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, so there turned out to be a few A24 movies that I really enjoyed, and this being one of them.
Yeah, this is a good movie.
It is. It's really good and superbly acted. I mean, Oscar Isaac is so good.
Yeah, he is.
Uh, I really love that. It's probably one of my favorite things about this movie is the way it's acted.
Yeah.
Oh, there we
And then
go.
it's got even that guy from, I think he's in Force Awakens. Also, he plays Huck, General Huck. Is that his name?
Oh, you're talking about Domhnall Gleeson or whatever his name
Yeah,
is.
he does a good
Uh,
job.
I think like I said, it's a very small cast. It's really just those three, but they're all really good. They're all
Yeah, they are.
captivating. I think they did an amazing job. I liked him, and I think his name is Domhnall. It looks like Domhnall if I'm being phonetically accurate. And I don't know if he's related to Brendan Gleeson from
Oh, I don't know.
Banshees of Inisherin. I don't know.
I have no idea.
But he did the was it? I think it was About Time or something like that, where he keeps going back in time and changing things, and it was kind of a comedy. I
I know
think
what you're
that was
talking
it.
about, but I don't think I've seen that.
That was an interesting movie. Get that? Oh, I didn't spell that right. I don't think. Domhnall, Domhnall. That's
Oh, I'd hate to have to spell that in kindergarten.
yeah. So yeah, he did About Time. That's what I thought. So he did About Time, and I enjoyed him in that. Does it say? Oh, he is the son of Brendan Gleeson. So
Oh,
yay, I was right. That's his son. So cool. All right. So let's go to our scores for Ex Machina. For cast, you went 3, I went 6. Which I mean, considering there's only 3 people in it,
yeah.
it's pretty good. For acting, you went 9, I went 10. For the plot, you went 7, I went 8. For the ending, we were both at a 9. For the story, you went 10, I went 8. For the script, you went 8, I went 9. Cinematography, we were both at an 8. Direction, we were both at an 8. Music, you went 5, I went 6. And for Wild Card as a sci-fi movie, you went 10, I went 9. Total scores, IMDb gave this sucker a 7.7. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 92. Very artistic. Audience score 86. You gave this a 77. Yeah, 77. I gave it an 81 for a total average score of 79.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, it's solid. Doesn't quite make an 80. I thought for sure it'd be over an 80, but that's because I gave it over an 80. But it's just it fell where it fell, but it takes 6th place.
Yeah.
That's fun. And I keep looking for comments, but we're
I know,
recording.
right?
I keep waiting for people to chime in on stuff, but
We normally
that's
used to do
actually
this live.
I know we don't really do this live, but we're doing this recorded to see how, if we get if it works out because we're recording the new release one live, maybe we go back and do this live, or maybe we just leave it recording once a month and
Right.
we'll see how it turns out. But all right. So let's jump to our number 5, making the top 5 by the hair on his chinny chin chin is E.T., the extraterrestrial.
I remember loving this movie as a kid, and it still holds up. I think.
Yeah, I love
It
this
looks
as a kid
fabulous in
too.
4K.
Yeah, it sure does. The 4K is really good. Um, and of course, it's Spielberg. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's Henry Thomas and Drew Barrymore and Dee Wallace and just it's a fun movie. It's a good
It is.
family film. I
You
saw
could put this
this.
on with a family without having to worry.
Yeah,
There might be a couple intense scenes for
a couple. There's a couple like when the whole death thing was going on
hmm
and um, but yeah, I remember it came out in 1982, and I remember being 12 years old seeing this in the drive-in, and I was just like mesmerized.
Yeah, I don't remember
And
what I
and then
was.
watching it again on 4K, it really brings back
Oh
the
man,
feel of being in the theater, watching it again, and
yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
it really
It's
is.
definitely worth watching if you guys haven't seen it. It's
Who
worth
has
checking out.
ET by now?
Yeah, and we're not spoiling anything because it's like
40 years.
it's like 40 years old, 41 years old. So, um, all right, like I said, it was from 1982, had a budget of 10.5 million, made get this 797.1 million in the box office. This is 1982.
Yeah,
But I mean, it played in the theater up until 95, 85, I think. So it
then it had
played
a
for like 3
re-release
years.
too.
It kept being
Mhm.
re-released every year. It came out. I remember seeing it every summer for like 5 years.
And didn't they take out the Reese's Pieces and put M&Ms in there at one point?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, something about they lost the contract or
yeah,
something,
that
or
was. I thought that was stupid.
it was weird. It was I was like, "This is not supposed to be Reese's Pieces. It was supposed to be Reese's Pieces, not M&M."
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it was weird.
yeah.
Um, but man, I mean, this thing almost made $1 billion.
I bet you it could hit $1 billion if they put it back in there again. People will go see it.
People go see it if they I
hmm
think yeah, I think if they re-released it, it'd be fun. I'd I
IMAX or something.
yeah, this would be fun on IMAX.
Mm.
This would be a cool IMAX. All right, let's go to our scores
Uh-oh.
on ET. So, um, for cast, you went 2, I went 8. Because really, this was kind of, I mean, it wasn't before you were born, but you were only like 4 years old when this came out, um, or 5 years old. So you went 2, I went 8. For the acting, we were both at a 7. For the plot, you went 8, I went 6. For the ending, we were both at a 10. For the story, you went 9, I went 10. Script, we were both at a 9. Cinematography, you went 7, I went 6. Direction, we were both at a 10. For the music, you went 8, I went 9. For the wild card, we were both at a 10. And I think, what would you call it? Sci-fi?
I
Because it's an
was
alien.
because it had the alien in it.
Yeah. It had the alien and there was powers and stuff like that. But it was kind of sci-fi, it was kind of comedy, it was kind of drama. But all around family film.
Yeah, because earlier when we first started doing this, we talked about family films. You know
Yeah.
how it's a true family film, and I think this one is.
Oh yeah. This would be, the gold standards of what I base it on.
Yeah,
What I base family films on is what I compare it to is this one. Because I think this just about it would appeal to the whole family. Grandparents all the way down to little kids,
yeah.
I think. Um all right. So we talked about our scores. IMDb gave this a 7.9.
Oh wow.
Rotten Tomatoes critics score 99,
Oh
naturally.
wow.
Audience score 72. You went 80 and I went 85 for a total average score of 82.5. and this takes the number 5 spot.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah, happy with that too. All right. Coming in at number 4. Now, this is where we have a second tie with 2 of my movies. Yeah, with with my movies. So, coming in at number 4 with the lowest individual score is Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close.
This was the first time watch for me, and I liked it. I had never seen it. This little boy was pretty good in it.
Yeah.
And this is Tom Hanks, right? Yeah, it was Tom Hanks.
Yeah. Tom Hanks and Sandra Bullock. So you got
Yeah. And I'm not a Sandra Bullock fan, but I think
Mhm.
she did a really good job in this.
Yeah.
I enjoyed watching. It's tough because
It's tough because of
yeah.
the subject matter. It's a tough watch.
Hmm.
I will grant you that. I just I love this story,
Yeah,
and
it's good.
it was just like it was one thing where I was watching this movie and watching this movie, and I'm like, okay, what is going on? It didn't. I was like, it wasn't resonating with me. What where Tom Hanks was in this movie, right?
Really?
Because it kept showing all the stuff, right? And then I don't know, it kind of caught me by surprise. I knew I came in blind. I did not watch the trailers when I first watched this movie. No trailers, no nothing. I just watched
Okay,
this
that
movie.
makes sense. That makes sense.
So I didn't know what it was about. I just knew it was about this little boy who's constantly talking about his dad and then it's got Tom Hanks and Sandra Bullock, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna go ahead and just blind buy it and watch it. And I was so impressed with the
Yeah.
story.
And the little
Like
boy does a
you said,
fantastic
the little
job.
boy did a good job in this, and I thought the ending was beautiful. But yeah, it's a tough watch.
It is.
It is very sad.
Will I watch this
But
again? I don't know.
I
You
don't
know.
know. I've seen this probably 3 or 4 times, and I absolutely love it. But yeah, I don't because I prefer to be entertained. I don't want to come away like sad after
Right.
a movie's done, and especially with the subject matter. I mean, so this um
This is what I at least recommend someone to watch one time.
yeah, I
At
think
least.
this is a good one-time watch. Oh man, I forgot about the alternates. Darn it. Anyway, we'll go through them in a little bit. Before we do our number 1, I'll do the other 3 alternates.
Okay.
As I was trying to, and I'm already past the point where the other 2 of them would be talked about. Um but anyway, yeah, it's from 2011 and had a budget of 40 million. It made 55.2 million in the box office. So it barely made the money back, and made 11.9 million in video sales. Yeah. I will say I've got it right here behind me.
Yeah.
So
So this came out. You said 2011.
yes,
Oh, man, that just seems late for what the subject matter is.
right?
Yeah. Maybe they wanted to give it time.
Yeah, I don't know. This is probably something that if they released it right away, it probably would have been.
That's true. That is true.
Um, so yeah, they waited like 10 years before they actually put this out. And I mean, I don't know when it was made versus when it was released, but um I don't know. This is definitely one that is worth a one-time watch.
Hmm.
I'm glad I have it in my collection, and I'm glad I've seen it, but it's not like Expendables where you can come out and it's like, oh, it's an action movie, I can watch that again and again. This is not something that's like that.
Right.
Um, you got like, and I'm putting it to like 7 pounds with Will Smith, or
Oh.
like, Pursuit of Happiness,
Hmm.
where really just heart-wrenching stuff going on. And
Yeah.
that's just, you know,
When the year this came out, wasn't there another movie dealing with the same subject matter that came out at the same time, around the same time?
that's a
I
good
think the
question.
Flight 93 wasn't.
Oh, I do remember that 93.
Well, my
It was United 93, I think.
oh yeah, United 93 or something like that.
Where did it come out? That came out in 2006, so it was actually
Oh,
5 years earlier.
okay. I don't know why it came out at the same time.
Just looking at all the movies about that subject matter. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Um, okay. So let's go to the scores on this.
Okay.
Let's see. Extremely loud and incredibly close. So for cast, we were both at a 10. Acting, we were both at a 10.
Mm-hmm.
For the plot, you went 10, I went 9. Ending, we were both at a 9. For story, you went 8, I went 10. For script, you went 8, I went 9. For cinematography, here's where we were a little bit different. You went 5, I went 8. For direction, we were both at a 7. For music, you went 5, I went 6. And for a wild card as a drama, you went 8, I went 10. Um, IMDb gave this a 6.9. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 45.
Ooh,
Audience score 61. You gave it an 80, and I gave it an 88 for a total of 84 average score.
that's not bad at all.
No, that's good. I mean, and I was like, we're like 20 points higher than what everybody gave it. And
Yeah. There's
the
no way
critic,
this movie does
we're critics,
a
you know,
40
this,
a
yeah,
40%. No way.
yeah. And the only thing that I can think of is that the subject matter turned him off.
Yeah, that could be it. When you
Maybe it
say
was still,
that,
yeah, maybe it was still a little too soon. It was, maybe because it was a 10th anniversary
oh yeah, that's
of the
true.
incident. Maybe that kind of soured the milk for the critics. But I don't know. I thought it was a beautiful movie.
It
It's
is.
just, it's not something that you can just rewatch and rewatch.
Mhm.
It's like, I wouldn't put it like with Schindler's List, but it kind of reminds me of that because Schindler's List, I watched once. I'm done. I will never see it again. I'm glad I have it in my collection, but I will never watch it again because it is such a tough watch. But it is a great movie, and
Hmm.
this is not Schindler's List quality wise,
No.
but it's the same type of thing where I thought it's a great one time watch, but it's not something that you would just keep putting in your player and watch it again and again. Except maybe on that day, maybe a
Not even no. I
memorial
would
type of thing, but I don't think I would even do
I
that.
wouldn't
I mean,
either.
I won't.
Yeah.
I'll play Jenga on that day, but,
Yeah.
um, I don't know. It's just
It's worth watching at least once.
it's worth watching.
I
It's just
recommend.
not one, I think it's worth having in your collection, but is it something that you would watch all the time? Or even more than once? Probably not.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on to number 3. And our number 3 movie is Enemy of the State.
You got Will Smith. You know you ain't gonna get a bad movie unless it's Wild Wild West.
Right.
You take Wild Wild West out, his filmography is really good.
Yeah. Well, and plus, yeah, you get Gene Hackman,
Hmm.
um, you get Regina King, you get a really good cast here. And John Voight, I believe, is in it, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly. This is it's a good, solid thriller.
it is.
It's got suspense, it's got action, it's got
It's very
uh,
dated though.
it is.
Um, it's a product of its time. You can feel,
Yeah,
but
because
hey,
yeah, we're way more advanced than that now.
oh yeah,
um,
and you
yeah, let
were
me see
right.
that video game, son. You got this giant console.
You were
Uh,
absolutely right about Gene Hackman's performance. We were talking about it, I think, last week.
mhm,
Yeah, because he does a great job in this.
yeah, yeah, I really liked his performance here.
Hmm.
Because yeah, we were talking about it when we did Quick and the Dead. We were talking about Gene Hackman, and yeah, this is one of my favorite performances of his.
Yeah, and I'm just not a fan of his. I don't see
Yeah,
many um, roles of his, but this one, you were absolutely right. I forgot how good he was in this. He retired, didn't he?
yeah, I haven't seen him do anything
Yeah, I
in a
thought he
while.
did.
Yeah,
Hot take. I
I
don't
don't
like
know. I
Lex
don't know
Luthor.
if it's health reasons or whatever, but yeah, he's done.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, I'm kind of I'm not a big Gene Hackman fan, but I like him. Um,
I
I
appreciate his
like
art.
him. Yeah, I like him more as the supporting actor though than the main
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
I think that's my thing. All right. So, Enemy of the State is from 1998, had a budget of 85 million, made 250.6 million in the box office. I didn't get a video sale thing, but that was 2.9 times, so it just barely made enough money.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it had a little bit higher of a budget than I thought it did. How thought it
Yeah.
would at 85 million in 98, but I guess they were trying to do more advanced stuff.
Oh
With
yeah.
the
Yeah.
satellites and the bugs and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know, maybe that's where they spent their money. I just thought that was interesting that it was oh wow, 85 million for that. Okay. Kind of took me by surprise.
Yeah.
But let's go to our scores for Enemy of the State. So for Enemy of the State, both gave the cast a 10.
I remember seeing this. The cat has Jason Lee in it.
Yeah.
From and he's riding the bike, right? Is he riding the bike or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah, he's riding the bike. He's the one that passes him the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the one that drew me to this movie when it very first came out
Okay.
because of Mallrats.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Nice. All right. So yeah, cast were both at a 10. Acting we both at a 9. Plot we're both at a 9. Ending you went 8, I went 9. Story you went 10, I went 9. Script we're both at a 9. Cinematography you were at a 5, I was a 6. Direction we were both at a 9. Music we were both at a 5. And for the wild card as a thriller, you went 9, I went 10. Um IMDb gave this a 73.
Get out of here.
Rot- or excuse me, 7.3. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 70. Audience score 78. You gave it an 83, and I gave it an 85 for a total average score of 84.
See, that's more like it. That's better than a 7. This movie's better than a
Yeah.
7, in my opinion. And I'm glad you
Yeah.
picked this.
Yeah, me too. I was like, yeah, this was my second choice. I think when we drafted, this was my second pick.
Yeah, it was. It was.
But yeah, I was like, I got to have Enemy of the State in there.
Yeah. This reminds me, it's a pick like when you picked that Brad Pitt and what was that? With
The
Robert.
Robert Redford one? Yeah, Spy Game.
Yeah. That kind of a pick. This is what reminds me of that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. That makes a
Mhm.
lot of sense. And that's kind of why I picked it because it kind of reminds me. I like those thrillers like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love Spy
What do
Game.
you like
That's,
better, Spy Game or Enemy of the State?
I like Spy Game better
Yeah,
than
I would
Enemy.
say with Spy Game better too.
Yeah,
Brad Pitt's phenomenal in that.
yeah. I mean, Brad Pitt and Robert Redford, they were
Mhm.
like neck and neck.
Yeah,
They were really well done. The acting
yeah.
was top notch from both of those guys. And you kind of get that with Enemy of the State, but I would actually put Gene Hackman a little bit higher than Will Smith. Um, for Enemy of the
Because Will
State.
Smith, it was still early in his
He
acting.
was still early in
His
his
movie.
career, and he was still kinda jiggy. He was still getting
Mhm.
jiggy with it. So, that was, he was still kinda doing music at the same time and stuff like that. He hadn't gotten full on into his roles yet. He hadn't really, got his sea legs, but no, I mean, I think Will Smith's a good actor. Um, and I he got nominated. Did he win for Ali? Did he win
Yeah,
the Oscar for Ali?
yeah, he
I
did.
think he did, right? Yeah, because he
Yeah.
absolutely deserved that. He did a great
Did he
job.
get nominated for something else too?
I think he got nominated for something else, but he didn't
Well, he
win.
won for King Richard, but I mean, after Ali.
Right. Yeah, he won for King Richard.
I thought there was something after Ali.
Yeah. So, yeah, he won for King Richard, that was it. He was nominated for Best Actor for Ali, but he didn't win.
Oh, I thought he did.
Eh, no, and he was nominated for Pursuit of Happiness, but he didn't win.
Oh, he's so good in that too.
Yeah, really good in that. Him and his son. Oh, man.
Yeah. I don't.
That movie gets me every time. I'm like, "He better get this job." I'd be so mad.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, oh, this is just but others I liked, gosh, Collateral Beauty, I think the name is. I enjoyed that too, and then 7 Pounds, and I liked a lot of those.
Concussion.
Yeah, Concussion was really good. I like the joke that he made about it because he actually talked to someone from Nigeria,
Oh,
and, he was a comedian from Nigeria, and the Nigerian comedian told him, he goes, "People tell me that your accent is bad in Concussion," and I says, "No, he sounds like a Nigerian with a concussion." So it's not bad. And I'm not doing the Nigerian accent. I just no, I'm
yeah.
sorry. It's not good.
And I want to see that one. He has on Apple TV.
Mhm.
I need to resubscribe to that and watch
Oh,
Emancipation.
Emancipated or something, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. No, I'd like to see that.
Me too.
And and you kind of got me like wanting to see Causeway too. I'm like,
I
man,
love
I'm
it's
gonna have
depressing.
yeah.
Um,
I'm not into depressing, but I'll watch it once and kind of
it's
judge.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Lawrence.
She she doesn't look like a movie star that you know her from in this.
Yeah.
She looks like a girl you would meet at Walmart, Best Buy. You just an average person, and I think that's why you can feel for her. You make that connection with her in the
Mm,
PTSD. No, I won't say it's PTSD. She's injured, and she
okay.
wants to go back, and she's depressed, and she wants to go back to the work because that's all she knows.
Oh,
You can see she has a hard time adjusting to um, regular life, and that's real for people.
mm,
Yeah,
okay.
it's a good movie.
Yeah. No, I'd like to see it. All right, we have 2 movies left in our countdown, and I think you know which order these are gonna go in. So let's get to our number 2, and our number 2 is The Equalizer.
Love this movie. Absolutely love this movie.
Yeah. You know, I I played this movie for my dad last week.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I was like, "Dad, I want you to watch this movie." So I played Equalizer, and he's watching this movie. And, I'm making dinner for him, doing all this stuff. We sat and ate dinner, we watched the movie, and he gets up and he goes, I liked that movie. That was pretty good. I said, good, Dad. I'm glad you liked it. And he goes, but you know what? Nail guns don't work like that.
That's funny.
And I go, he goes, it makes for good cinema, but you can't use a nail gun like that.
Yeah, this is another reason why Denzel Washington is just probably one of the best actors. He's just
Oh
so
yeah, he is
good.
definitely on my Mount Rushmore of
Hmm.
favorite actors of all time. And we got Equalizer 3 coming this year.
I know. I'm excited.
So I'm really excited for that.
Well, I liked Equalizer 2. I think Equalizer 2 took some of the mystery away a little bit
Yeah,
from him, but it's still an enjoyable movie.
it's still an enjoyable movie. I like the whole, the whole fighting in the hurricane stuff.
Hmm.
I thought that was kind of neat. And I like Pedro Pascal. I think he did a pretty good job in that movie. So I'm interested to what 3 is going to hold.
Yeah.
Where's it going to take him? But yeah, I agree with except for it's based on the original series in the 80s,
Hmm.
and now Queen Latifah has rebooted the series on CBS, and
I
I
thought it
am
got
enjoying
canceled.
that. Yeah. No, it's not canceled, I don't
No,
think.
I thought maybe I'm wrong. But yeah.
Because unless they're not coming back after the break, because they were playing all fall and winter.
Well,
So
maybe I missed. I might.
I haven't heard them come back yet, but so maybe they got dropped. But no, I'm enjoying it a lot. All right. So Equalizers from 2014 had a budget of 55 million, made 192.9 million in the box office, 41.7 million in video sales. So it got 3.5 times its money back. Makes sense that they did a sequel and that they're doing a third one. Let's go to our scores. So for cast, we were both at a 10. For acting, you went 9, I went 8. For the plot, we're both at a 10. That's probably my favorite trailer
Yeah,
of
I
this
have.
group. That was a really good. Ending, you went 9, I went 10. Story, you went 10, I went 9. Script, we were both at a 9. Cinematography, you went 5, I went 6. Direction, we were both at an 8. Music, we were both at a 5. And for wild card, as it's an action movie, you went 9, I went 10. IMDb gave this a 7.2,
Get out of here.
right? Rotten Tomatoes critics score 60.
Oh, get out of here.
Audience score 76. You gave this an 84, and I gave it an 85 for a total of 84.5 average score.
That's a good score. That's better. It doesn't deserve a 7.
Doesn't deserve a 60 from the crit.
Yeah, that's what it was, 60. And
Yeah, it's like, really? You thought, I don't understand, what did you expect out of the movie,
yeah,
to give it a score like that?
yeah.
All right. All right, so no more beating around the bush. Let's go to our number 1 movie, yours and mine, and that is Everything Everywhere All at Once. This was the first one drafted. We knew this was gonna be the top movie, of this
Yeah,
group. Again, it was really fun to rewatch it. I
yeah.
got to put my 4K in and enjoy it, hot dog fingers and all. Uh, I really dug this movie. Now,
Me too.
there's not a whole lot of numbers on it because it's brand spanking new. So it's from 2022, so from last year, had a budget of 25 million, made 100.8 million in the box
That makes me.
office and 6.6 million in video sales. So it made 4 times its money back. So it made
I
enough
wish
money.
you could find digital sales. You know what I mean?
I wish I could too. It just
Because it's a digital
it's
age,
hard enough to just find physical
right?
media sales, let alone I'd like to find out how much it would make on digital, or,
Yeah.
if people bought it on Vudu or whatever. Um, but yeah, I haven't found anything that would give me a good accurate score
Mm,
of that, good accurate count of that stuff. Um, But yeah, if you guys, if you have not seen this movie,
Do yourself a favor.
watch this movie. See this movie. I mean, there are people out there who don't like it.
Yeah.
And I've talked to them. I understand where they're coming from. I get it.
Hmm.
Um, but really, I I think it's great. I think it's an
It's
amazing film.
original.
Yeah,
In a time we don't get very many originals.
and it's funny because it's original, but yet it it has a similar subject matter to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, but they're completely different movies.
Yeah. And this came out first.
Yes,
Yeah.
this came out first, and then
And it's a
I
good love
was
story too.
well, and yeah, and not only a love between husband and wife, but mother and daughter.
Yep. I love this movie. I was
It's
glad to
it's
see Short
it's
Round.
got so many layers to it, and it's definitely.
Hmm.
I will say that Ke Huy Quan, who plays the husband, who's also Short Round from Temple of Doom, he absolutely deserved the Golden Globe, and I'm going to make a bold prediction that he gets the Oscar for supporting actor here.
He better get nominated. Michelle Yeoh better get
I
nominated.
I absolutely I think they're both a lock for nominations,
That's
but
tomorrow, isn't it?
yeah, the nominations come tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. my time, so I'll be sleeping. But I I will check out the nominations
We got to do a
when I
prediction.
get up. Yeah, we got to do our prediction show. We'll do our prediction show next week.
Mm-hmm.
Um but yeah, this God, this is a great movie. It's just yeah, but it's busy. There's a lot going on.
Uh-huh. And I wonder if this
I,
gets a nomination for visual effects too.
I think there's a good chance here. I don't think it'll beat Avatar, but I
No,
think
there's
there's
no way.
I think there's a good shot this gets nominated for visual effects.
I hope. I just
I'd
want to
like to
see.
see this get nominated for screenplay too.
Yeah.
I think it deserves a nod for
I
that.
want director. I want best directors. I want. Um,
I would love to see this get best picture.
it has
I
to.
think
There's no way
I
this doesn't get best picture nomination. There's just no
oh
way.
no, I think it's an absolute lock for best picture nomination, but I mean, we'll know more at the I guess the BAFTAs, which is the British American
Hmm.
Film Awards. Their their winners usually kind of dictate how the Oscars are going to go.
Yeah.
So I always thought it had to do with the Golden Globes, but
The Golden Globes
apparently
really don't mean anything. They're like
no.
the Sam's Choice, the Walmart version of the awards.
Yeah, the Walmart version of the
That's
awards.
what they are.
Yeah, they're the Sam's Club of
Hmm.
of
Yeah.
where everything else is Costco, and that's that's totally fine. I've never once watched the BAFTA awards or knew about the nominations. I'd never bothered me. Yeah, until I talked to Derek, the convicted cinephile, and I was watching his stream talking about the BAFTA nominations. And so he answered a lot of my questions about what is this about? What connection does this have with the Oscars and stuff like that. So it'd be really cool to kind of see who gets the BAFTA awards and then see if that correlates to
Yeah.
who gets the Oscars. Um, I think that'd be really neat. But yeah, I have a feeling that Banshees of Inisherin is going to get Best Picture. I don't want it to. I want it to be
Winning.
this one.
Yeah. I could see them winning it. Because it's not a bad film. It's just not
No,
making
it's a good film.
hmm
It's
Yeah.
just not my style.
I like once the nomination comes out, I'm gonna try to hit all of them, like I
Yeah,
do the last couple of years. I try to watch all the nominated films.
yeah. I will try to do that too.
Yeah.
We'll have to both do it so we could do our show.
Uh,
Um, But yeah, I usually don't. I'm not an Oscars fan.
I wasn't until 2019 because that's the year that there was just so many good films that came out. You had 1917, Parasite. Was it Parasite was 2019, right?
Yes,
Um,
Joker.
yeah, no, because no Joker was
Joker was 2019.
well, maybe Parasite was 2018 because Joker won Best Picture, didn't it? No, no, he
Parasite won
won
Best
Best
Picture.
Actor. Yeah, Parasite. Okay, it was 2019 because
Yeah,
Joaquin won.
Parasite was 2019.
Yeah, because Parasite won Best Picture. Joaquin won Best Actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. That's when I really started paying attention to the Oscars. I was like, oh, I love all these films. I want to see what happens. And then Bong Joon Ho won Best Director that year, I
Yeah.
think.
1917 won cinematography, visual effects, and sound mixing.
Uh, I could definitely see that because that was beautiful. Yeah, I can't wait to see the nominations because there's a lot of good movies last year.
Mhm.
Tar is going to get nominated. Whale.
Oh, I think Kate Blanchett,
Yeah.
she's definitely going to get nominated for Best Actress, and Brendan Fraser is definitely going to get nominated for Best
Yeah.
Actor. So
I
yeah,
can't wait for some.
it'll be interesting. I'm kind of looking forward to our prediction show,
Me
and
too.
then we'll kind of do a post game and see how close we were.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That'll be
you know,
fun.
I think that'll be fun. I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do the scores for everything everywhere. For cast, you went 6, I went 10. For acting, you went 10, I went 8. For plot, you went 8, I went 9. For ending, we were both at a 10. For story, you went 10, I went 9. For script, we were both at a 10. Cinematography, we were both at a 10. Direction, we were both at a 9. For music, you went 9, I went 8. For the wild card, as it's a sci-fi movie, you went 10, I went 9. IMDb gave this an 8.0, which I think is pretty low.
I agree.
Rotten Tomatoes critics score 95. Now you're talking. Audience score 89. You and I both gave this a 92.
Nice. Yeah. There's.
So it takes our top spot.
I might watch
All
this
right.
again this week.
Yeah. So let's talk about our alternates. So our
Oh
as I
yeah.
said, our endgame was alternate was 73, and that would have taken the number 10 spot. Um so Exodus Gods and Kings was your other
Mm-hmm.
alternate.
I like this movie.
And that got a 76.5. So that would actually put it somewhere around 8th place, 7th or 8th place, I think. And that would have ended up bumping Ender's Game. Eagle Eye, which was one of mine, actually got a 77. And that would have been up there. And our highest score of the alternates was Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind
I
with an
love.
81 average score. And that I think that would have just missed the top 5. It would have come in right above Ex Machina, I think.
I knew this was a Jim Carrey driven movie, but I had
Mhm.
no idea Kate Blanchett or Kate Winslet was in
Kate
this.
Winslet.
I was
Yeah.
like, well, that's my next wife. I didn't know she was in this.
That's the future Mrs. Turner, man.
You're right. I was like, oh man, and she's fantastic in this.
She's fantastic in this
Oh
movie.
damn, I fell in love with this movie. Um, I fell for Jim Carrey. You know,
Yeah.
I would never say that again about any other movie that stars him. because I do not like Jim Carrey.
Yeah, and you and I
He's
were even.
one note
We
actor.
both gave that an 81. We both gave it an 81.
Oh, really? You gave it?
Yeah.
I can't wait to get this in my collection.
Good.
It's the
I'm
only
glad.
Jim Carrey movie I own outside of the Batman 4K Steelbook box set. That's the only Jim Carrey movie I have. This will be the second. Um, I dug it. It was heartbreaking. Um,
Yeah.
Watching him lose his memories. And then he's not understanding why she's acting like she doesn't know him.
Yeah.
Uh, Fuck. I was just like captivated by this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I even messaged you like, oh my God, I love this movie.
Yeah.
I
And
was
oh
so
man.
because there was no way in hell I would have watched this. I would have never. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go on Amazon Prime see if I can find something. I would have just scrolled right past it.
Yeah. You went, nope.
Yep.
Swipe left. Well, and that's why I was like, man, I know you don't like Jim Carrey, but I want this as an alternate just in case, on the off chance that
Mm-hmm.
we check it out. And I think it was kind of interesting that we scored the alternates to see where they
I
fall.
do like that idea.
That was kind of cool. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
maybe we'll do that. But so that's our countdown. Again, great movies. Love to watch them. It was a fun rewatch
It
for
was.
these.
A lot of these movies were great to watch again.
Yeah.
Like I said, first time watches for me for Extremely Loud and Sunshine.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I gotta apologize for all the yawns. It's late as we're recording this.
Yeah.
I have been up for 23 hours. So I apologize for the long yawns, but David makes it fun. I love the discussion. He always picks movies that kind of push my boundaries a little bit.
That's gonna be interesting.
What?
I drew our next letter.
I
So
swear, is it W?
no, it's not W. But it's the single U.
Single U. Oh man.
Yeah. So, well, yeah, I'll have to think about that.
Do you put it with another letter?
I don't know. Maybe we might have to. I don't think there's a lot
No,
starting with W. Put it with another letter.
or V. I don't know.
I don't know. Is there another letter that kind of has some rare,
That's
like not very many?
V.
V maybe. Yeah, let's do U and V together.
T-U-V, yeah. Hold on, I have to check something.
Let's look at the collection.
Yeah, I'm just checking my digital first because that's usually it's a good indicator.
Yeah.
Oh, I cancel. View all A through Z. So we both have large Voodoo libraries.
Yeah.
So it takes a minute. I think I scrolled too fast and I messed it up. Yeah, I did. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Well, we got 2 months. This will be for March, right?
Yeah. Okay. So 1, 2, 6.
Man,
Okay, so I have 21 that start with U.
I'm still loading. Let me. Oh, we're still live, so that's when we get up and look.
What'd you say? How many do you have?
No, I was gonna get up and look, but we're still live. I forgot we were. We're not live,
Yeah.
but we're still
Well,
recording.
we're recording, so it's not.
Yeah. My thing froze. Yeah. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I have 21 under you, and I have 14 under V on IMDb. I mean on Voodoo.
And my thing froze. A through Z. U and
So I think U is better than V for me anyway.
I'm hoping. Hold
So
on.
maybe we put those together just to say V. But I think I could do U by itself.
And that sounded dirty.
I could do U by myself.
Okay. TU. I had to sound it out in my head.
A B C D. Gotta sing the alphabet song so you can get to it.
Hold on here. I got a lot of S's.
Yeah.
Man. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 21 U's.
Same as me.
Oh, yeah, it's probably the same movies, too.
Probably the same movies.
And I got 4 V's. This is just my digital collection. Yeah. I don't know what I got, like, actually on my shelves over there and behind me.
Yeah.
So
that was my first one.
Yeah. Maybe next week, we draw. We do because we did our
draft.
Yeah. Well, that'd be fun.
Let's consider the V's. So let's do U's, and then if we're like, okay, I'm out of U's that I really like, then maybe we'll do a V.
There might not be alternates with U's.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should just pick when to fuck with you. Yeah. No, man. Yeah, we can just do U's and see how it goes.
Yeah. And then if we need to, we'll throw V's in.
And maybe if we don't need to, say V with W. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how many W's I've got since I still have it up.
I have a handful. More than I thought. All I see is West Side Story, West Side Story, West Side Story. Yeah. I see a lot of West Side Story in your future. Yeah.
Wow. I have 39 starting with W.
Whoa.
In digital.
In digital, I have. Hold on. Oh, shoot. More than I thought. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6,
Yeah,
7,
it's way
8,
more than I expected.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 26, 29, 32. I got 32.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got 32, I got 39. So yeah, that can go on its own. We don't need to worry about that. I've got a crap load of S.
I do too.
Crap load of R's.
Yeah.
P's we've done.
Yeah, we've done the Y and Z. I think we just have a few crappy letters left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Maybe O.
Oh yeah. Oof.
I think I've got like 12, 14. Yeah, I think I have like 16 O's. So maybe we put O and V together. We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't have a whole lot of N's. Anyway, we'll
We
cross
did
that bridge. But I
Yeah,
think we could do. I think we could do use. Let's get out of here. We've got our countdown done. I'm
Thank you for
happy with
watching, guys.
this. Has been
Thank you,
a lot
Dave,
of
for
fun.
doing all the math.
You're welcome. I love doing the math. So that is no problem for me. All right. So this is going to drop on, I'm going to drop this Wednesday. So on Thursday, which will be tomorrow, we're going to do comic talk, and
Yeah,
we're going to talk about Nailbiter.
Yes. I can't wait to do a deep dive in this. We're going to do the lowdown-ish score.
Yeah.
David did his wizardy stuff that he does and applied it to the comic book. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to his thoughts on it, and then maybe throw a couple comic book news at you, and then I'll throw a couple more recommendations, and we'll go from there. So tomorrow night at 8 Central, and Dave, I don't know what time that is for you.
That's 6 Pacific, 9 Central. I mean, 8 Central, 9 Eastern. That's what I want to say.
There you go.
And then next Monday, we're going to do some more new releases by the numbers. So check us out on that. 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 Central, 10 Eastern.
I think that's it.
That's going to be it. I think we're out of here, brother.
Yeah.
Oh, and then also our Oscar prediction. We got our Oscar predictions. That one will be recorded, I think.
Yeah.
And then we'll drop that. We'll drop that next week.
Yeah. Again, thank you guys for watching, man.
Great.
Take care.
Thanks a lot. Take care, everybody.
God bless.
Until next